Apparently it's the day of Garden of Terror, guys. We have Oxygen Esports against the Bang Bush, the grand final of qualifier number 10, the final qualifier, and once again we're starting on Garden of Terror. So, yeah. It's kind of wild. It feels like the teams are, at least when it comes to the starting map today, very much set on beginning every single series on this particular map. So yeah, Bangbush against Oxygen Esports. Oxygen Esports, again, they are the favorites here, obviously. These guys have been absolutely killing it lately, especially with regards to the Masters Clash, the offline finals, the event that took place in Paris. And it was just, yeah, a crazy event, absolutely mind-blowing. If you haven't caught those videos yet, make sure that you check them out on YouTube. They're all uploaded there. There is a playlist as well on the YouTube channel. And the games were spectacular. There were so many good matches. Not only the grand final, which was incredible, but also a lot of other games played in that double elimination bracket. But we are now in the final qualifier for the X-Cup Summer. Now again, guys, for now, this is the final X-Cup season. We had 4 seasons, and as I did in the semifinal, I want to give another huge shout out to Mr. X, our private sponsor who made all of this possible. So again, we had now 4 seasons of X-Cup. Was always planned to be 4, and I still find it absolutely incredible that we had somebody that privately decided he wants to support the Heroes of the Storm scene in the way that he did, and without him all of this wouldn't have been possible. So the X Cup, at least for the time being, will end after the 4th season. We had some incredible games already, and I don't expect anything else going into the playoffs. We have 4 days of Heroes of the Storm action. And with all of the games that we already saw in the qualifiers, it's going to be another epic battle between the top teams in Europe, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, big shout out to Mr. X for making this possible. This is the final qualifier. The top 8 teams after all of this will then move on to the playoffs. After that, we have the ban on Sergeant Hammer and Lucio. It just feels like these days, these are really the 2 heroes you gotta ban out against Oxygen Esports. You don't want Lucio, especially on such a big map, played by Yasu, and Hammer is just a hero that is not only insanely annoying, but also really difficult to deal with when she's played by the blue team. Now we got Blaze and Hogger. That's actually a pretty wild start into the draft if you think about it. Hogger is a hero that gets oftentimes banned here because of how good Hogger is at taking camps on this map, and camp clear on Garden of Terror is just one of the most important things. So good for them to lock Hogger in, and they got Blaze, which they could technically also play as a bit of a main tank. Lauber has done it in the past. Probably not, but it's an option. It's definitely something that you shouldn't ignore here. Now the Haka is taken. Are we going to see Sylvanas banned? Or are they picking her herself? No, they ban out Anna. Now, what Oxygen Esports has now done multiple times, and other teams have done that too, is you are going for Sylvanas pick and you go for Dehaka, and then you just go for a lot of side lane pressure with... yeah, there she is, exactly. Trying and pressure all of this. But... okay. Yeah, you have a side laner with Dehaka that has a global, and you can push with Sylvanas too. But in this case, they're at least banning one of them out. Rega! Even more wave clear. I mean, now with the lightning shield and everything, you have the really, really good tools to take those camps super quickly and maybe play the macro game against an opponent. Hanzo for Nagrom. Still a bit weird to me to see him like in a damage position now for the team, but again, that's what they need here with the sub. And Lauber, you can of course always go into his Muradin, which he now played over and over again already. So for Nick and for Yasu, what are the final picks here in Garden of Terror? Maiev. Yeah, Maiev, Garrosh, and we get a Malfurion to go with that. Alright, so a flip from Garrosh straight into the root if executed properly. Trying to lock them down, allow Tychus to get damage connected. Could also jump into the bigger they are, and now the moment of truth. Do we get the triple frontline? Yes or no? Will Lauber pick a real tank for them or go into that Blaze main tank play that he sometimes executes? Personally, I doubt it at this point, but yep, there we go. Johanna is the pick. Map number 1 in the best of 3 here at the grand final of qualifier number 10. The last qualifier before we're heading into the playoffs. Let's go, everybody. Garden of Terror. The blue team with Hazops on Tychus. We got Nick on Maiev, Yasu on Malfurion, Copenhagen on Dehaka, and Bad Benny is playing Garrosh. On the right side of the map, the Bangbush with Henning on Rega. We got Skok on Hogger, Svamgrotta on Blaze, Nagrom on Hanzo, And Lauber is playing Johanna. Alright, not too shabby. Bangbush against Team Oxygen. Yeah, of course, still. Team Oxygen Esports. Oh, now we have 2 players with a unique and rare mount. Look at that. So far it was only Benny. But apparently Nick also wanted to have a very rare and very unique mount. So both of them are playing with it like... It's so rare and so unique. I'm so jealous. But yeah, so we got our first map up, and Bangbush is definitely a team that could of course now come in and try and show Oxygen Esports, wo der Frosch die Locken hat. But if they can pull it off, that's a very different question. So, time will tell. All the way up to the top, we now got Nick against Skok. A bit of rotational plays already happening with the 1 minute mark approaching. The teams are of course going for their camps. That's the next thing that we're gonna get there. They try to go for Benny, Mr. Horse Camp himself. And Nick on Maiev. With level 1, Naisha's Memento. Okay. Choo-choo! Nagrom with a train. That's actually... That's pretty much a Benny mount, if anything. I mean, Mr. Train Conductor. Oh, talking about... Oh, not even close. Calculated. Yeah. Nicely done. Calculated play by Rega here, wasting the opponent's time while barely surviving and then helping the team to take the camp. Well executed. Down to the bottom of the map. Still trying to dive this out. We have at least the blue team a bit aggressive. They're currently looking to see if they can invade something here. Hasn't really happened just yet. Ooh, the Tong also dodged out. And Spray Game on point. Ah, I love it. Lauber, look at him. Spray game, top notch, not even going for the pleb brace here. You gotta appreciate that. So we got camps all over the place. It's one of the most important things when you're playing a Garden of Terror. You really want to have as much map control through mercenaries as you possibly can. And then of course those side laners with the Haka, the wave clear. It's just insanely important. You can always out-rotate an opponent here if you're better with your coordination and the way that you are moving from lane to lane. We now got on level 4 Master Assassin for Tychus. So he's gonna make his plays here as in the middle of the map. Bad Benny shows that minion who's boss. Oh yeah, flips him over straight into the range. Bad minion. Yeah, the first seed is up. Doesn't really seem like it's going to be too contested. Let's see if the blue team is going to make a move for it. They are already rotating down. But how much are they committing here? It doesn't really seem like a whole lot. Lauber is already wasting their time a bit as they're trying to get closer. And Svankgrotta is therefore allowed to take that one for free. First seed locked in. And, well, we haven't seen a kill yet. It's really just more about the camps for the time being. Camp after camp. Benny on the move back out now as well. We have on the left side still a mercenary camp attacked, and it seems like the red team for just a moment was thinking about actually invading, but they decided against it. And spray games are still on point, as you can see. It's one of the things that I love about the European scene in particular, that they're just always memeing each other and just taking the piss a little bit. B-steps every now and then, just spray games on point, the taunts that we're getting there. So a lot of really nice rivalries are going on, even though you could argue that Lauber is currently overdoing it a little bit. I mean, he's just spraying more than anything else. Now with Hogger, we got the Seeing Red, and we also got the Brute Force in. Master Assassin for the passive on Tychus. You want to have it for Odin, of course. Not really looking so much towards the actual kills, but we have seen some of the games with an insane amount of kills. So it's not out of the question that he completed at some point. Nagrom gets pushed back after he put pressure on Nick with his Maiev, but with the second seed now up. For the Bangbush, it would be big if they could get this one. If they get a 2-0 lead on the seeds, then that would immediately allow them to employ a pretty huge amount of pressure against the opponent. Pressuring the top lane a little bit as well now, and the party still continues. Yes, they haven't given up on the potential kill against Nick. So Maiev dodges out with the Vault of the Warden as Condemn gets used again. We still got our solo laners down at the bottom of the map, so nothing really has happened there. It's the blue team that runs the Haka, so technically they can be the one to use him topside. And Blaze is already annoying him a bit there. But yeah, nobody has gotten it yet. And the Haka can move in, so does Blaze. He's rotating in as we speak. 0 kills so far, but that's gonna change soon. And there it is. Hogger is the first one to fall. The Haka is here, so is Blaze. And that should be seed number 1 for Oxygen Esports. So they're drawing even with the opponent. Yeah, another interrupt by Swamgrota. A little bit cheeky. Oh boy. And Lauber, he won't be able to do anything about it this time, but they delayed it as long as they could, and that allowed Hogger to get back on the map. So it doesn't do a lot for you, just buying time there, but it buys time for Hogger to come back to the map, and yeah, it's better than nothing. But either way, we got Lauber in Copenhagen now all the way up at the top. In the middle of the map, Bad Benny against Yasu. Level 10 abilities for both of them at the same time. That gives us Decimate again. We get the Blessed Shield. Bit of a question, of course, what Hanzo's going to take here. Are we going to see the Meme Strike or the NA Arrow? Get the Containment Disc in, so no cage for now. And he's actually waiting. Both of them are. It's not only a question of Hanzo, but look over to Malfurion. He is not taking anything yet either. And there it is. The Dragon's Arrow, and we get Tranquility. Alright, so with 1 kill to 0 and the 3rd seed spawning, we have the teams getting a bit more aggressive, especially in the case of the Bangbush right now. Starting to make the move all the way up at the top towards the fort. Hasn't really happened yet. We still have in the middle Lauber riding around here. Benny laying a little bit of a trap. There's nobody. I mean, he gets vision, but there's nobody that can really threaten with this. Or so I thought, and then Nick comes in. It's getting a little bit better for them than I expected, I gotta say. Wow, way better, but that arrow was beautiful. Nice arrow, and it could lead to a kill. Nick finds himself in trouble, gets stunned again, and gets crushed. First one to die on the side of Oxygen Esports. Nagrom also on the move back out. It jumps away, and so far so good. Yeah, that was actually well done. Initially, the blue team, the one to take the fight, and then, well, losing out on Nick as the Bangbush reacted very, very nicely here. Okay. So, as it stands, we got Copenhagen up at the top side now. Lauber is moving down to the bottom of the map, dealing with the waves, getting experience for the team. But 2 seeds to 1 will give them the lead over the next objective, over the next seed. They can decide whether they want to take it or not, how they want to play it out. Copenhagen still being harassed here by Hanzo and by Blaze, but he's fine. It's a little bit of a slower approach, honestly. If you compare that to the semifinals that we had, there's a lot less aggression and kills. The team's definitely playing this way more careful. Nick missing the disc as Henning jukes him out a bit. And so far, well, Rega was fine for a moment there, but this is the support gone. And I highly doubt that they're willing to continue this fight. Also a nice move by Oxygen Esports to steal the Siege Giants. Forces Skok to use some of his time and resources at the bot lane to deal with it. But up at the top, Swamgrota, he took this fort down even further. So 2 kills to 1. And as we're looking into the middle, we have an opportunity with those Siege Giants, maybe pressure this out more. There's the seed though, and it's a nice pawn position for Bangbush. They're back with 5 on the map, so if they get this one, or, well, if they lose Lauber now, and they do, unless... Oh, 9 hit points on Bad Benny. Yeah, 9 hit points, didn't get the kill. If they could have gotten the counter kill, that's a different story, but, well, they might still. Instead of Swamgrota that has to bunker up. Yeah, they're still trying to go for Bad Benny here, but they can't. And there's the follow-up, the tether, and Rega gets wrecked. And they're going for Odin right away. I mean, at this point, they're really smelling blood in the water. And they're not only going for the seed here, but they're also trying to get some damage in on the mid lane. So it seems like we're going to go for 2 seeds on each side, which makes the next one the one to fight for. Yeah, seed can already be gathered, and they're still missing out on their support. So yeah, well done. I mean, good stuff. That was Oxygen Esports with the real sexy play here. Still got to deal with the experience down at the bottom of the map. But then again, at the same time, as we're having Bad Benny moving in for this, we currently got 31,000 damage for Hanzo and 19,000 for Tychus. Alright, the next seed is gonna set it up. I mean, these guys are making it interesting. The tension is mounting as the seed is spawning in 26 seconds. And, well, let's see. What do we get? Lauba is moving to help the team get the camp. They don't have the global, that's their problem. The Haka is already taken to the top lane, and Copenhagen all he has to do is stay safe, push out another lane a little bit later, and then see what they can pull off here. But the seed at the bottom of the map has already spawned, and off we go. We got down here, the seed is up, nobody got any killed. The Haka, the more time he has at the top lane, the better for the blue team. Level 16 talents are of course soon going to happen as well, which is why the red team is desperately looking for the kill. Big arrow, but can they get a hit? And it doesn't seem likely, especially since Tranquility was already used and keeps Yasuo and the blue boys alive. They are fighting for it, but now there's a 16 talent advantage and they are using it. But Benny is low. Benny is low. Hogger is pogging and they get the kill. Damn, the bang push, they get the kill, they get the double kill, even without level 16. Now they're making a move for Yasuo. If they would have been able to get the third one here, that would have been even better, but this is already fantastic for them. Not only does it give them the experience to get their own 16 talent, but also they are likely the ones to get the seed now, and therefore the Garden Terror. Here we go. Okay, momentum, baby. Look at the bang bush. Those are some sweet moves that they're making right now. Top side, here we are. And they should at least get one for. Yeah, probably gonna get two. Blessed Shield. Nice Nature's Cure move by Yasuo. Yeah, obviously he saw that coming. He knew it was coming. But damn, those Blessed Hammers were nearly taking out Nick. Collided with multiple. And hello? He'll have to bunker up. And does. Arrows are out. They're trying to go for Benny again. Disc is being used. They want Blaze. The fort is about to go down. But this is getting real tricky because while everybody's fighting at the bottom of the map, but the fort in the mid and the top lane is now falling. And this is getting real nasty. Yeah, that shockwave did nothing. Didn't even connect with a single hero unless I missed something here. So all three forts are now gone. And, well, here we are. Top side, bam! That one is also losing a little bit. And down at the bottom of the map, as Hanzo falls, Copenhagen is dealing with the situation, making sure that the wall is not destroyed. So all three are more or less intact. Yeah, some more, some less. But it's still a big advantage. Even with them being 3 kills down, they just destroyed the entire outer wall of defense. Now there is obviously some good news for Oxygen Esports, don't get me wrong. They are still the ones that have 2 tributes. 2 seeds. So if they are now able to just get the next one as well, that's all that they gotta do, right? And then they have an opportunity to even the score in structures. 50,000 damage on Hanzo, 36,000 for Tychus. And yeah, we'll see what else they can now pull off here. Because it's again coming down to the camps, coming down to the next seed. They're already taking a position here too. Obviously, they're fully aware that if they're getting a kill before the seed spawns, then even better for them. But you gotta keep the momentum up at least a little bit. Because technically, when you're looking at experience, the blue team is ahead. Passive XP is now increasing thanks to all of the structures that have been destroyed. But still. Choo-choo! The pain train is coming, baby! Yeah. At least so they're hoping. Alright, Hazu. Still fine. Top side. They're playing this a bit slower now. I really like the way that the game plays out because you can really tell that everybody wants to really win the series right now and wants to do their best here. And for Oxygen Esports, I mean, they're the favorites despite the fact that the Bangbush is obviously a top 3, top 4 team in Europe. But Oxygen, together with Chili Mountain Team and the Hardos, they have been dominating in Europe for a long time now. Team a little bit more than the blue team here, but still, you gotta be careful, and they are. And there's always the Dehaka factor. The more that he pushes, the better. And they're fully aware that this is a bit of a threat, so they are facing this down as Dehaka is using all of his time down at the bottom of the map to destroy one of the forts, or at least try to. Okay, they get the seed, and now both of the teams will aim for level 20. And the Haka is still doing his thing. The Haka is still playing this out down here at the bottom of the map. Doing this as best as he can. And he will get the fort. Camp at least is taken. And even the blessed shield has been used just now by Johanna. Just to make sure that nobody invades the camp. That's how important that was for them. Aura gets taken out right away. And there's level 20. So after the Decimate, we now got the Deadly Calm. Yeah, and everybody's just playing this slow. Slow, calm, and collected. Exactly the way that you should when you know that your opponent has a talent advantage over you. Especially if it's the level 20 talent. So, yep. Here we are. 20 versus 20. We now got the Farseer's Blessing. We got the Bullseye. Blinded by the light. And Hogger with a no control again. Yep. Anger management. Sorry, my bad. Anger management for him. And he is angry. Because he didn't complete his level 4 quest yet. I would be angry too. Alright, 20 versus 20. A little bit of a moment of truth situation. It's not quite too tricky yet because it's still only the second tribute for the Bang Bush. So technically Oxygen Esports could sit there and just say like, yeah, whatever. We're not going to take it. But they're making the same play. Oh, big plays being made. What a save. Beautiful save on Malfurion. That was something. Now, he still had to pop the ult, but they got him out of the fight. Top lane, Fort is getting attacked by Oxygen Esports camp. But that one was really important. Absolutely crucial. So, nicely done. All of a sudden, here comes the play. They're going for Copenhagen. The Ancestral. The drag. Can they get the hits in? They want the kill on Lauba, and they can't get it just yet. Odin is still firing away. Hit after hit after hit. Lauba gets out of the fight. The seat's still not taken, but the top fort has been destroyed. Top fort is down. The entire fight, starting with this little save. Check this one out. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It started up with that little play for Malfurion. They catch Yazu, and then it's Bad Benny who saves the day and barely gets him out of the fight. Now the battle continues. The blue team was able to get the seat, so there are those pesky thingies. The Garden Terrors. I was about to say Web Weavers again. The Garden Terrors. Oh, they're terrorizing the garden. Oh no, what can we do? So that's starting to get a real problem because the entire front line, with the exception of Blaze, is missing. We're likely going to see the first keep fall now. Not only are they returning the favor in regards to the forts, but they have a real solid chance of taking a keep, and maybe even a little bit more than that. Jojo's down for 40 seconds and Hogger for 30. Guys, the keep is gone. The forts are gone. And they are making a play for the core. They want it and they got the big red button again. So mad damage from Oxygen Esports, and that shield is evaporating. That shield is melting away as they are taking the core down. Oxygen Esports, they lose the Haka, but they're going to win this fight. It's looking great for them. Odin in particular is just crushing it, and that is the lead in this series for Oxygen Esports against the Bang Bush in the grand final of the qualifier.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Map number 2, here we are, Infernal Shrines, the second map in the grand final of qualifier number 10. For the X-Cup Summer. Playoffs are just around the corner right now. And one of these two teams is going to log in a victory now. Obviously, Oxygen Esports is already ahead with the 1-0 up against the Bang Bush. We get Diablo banned out. Infernal Shrines. Could see a Vala again, maybe even. I would definitely be a happy panda. Vala is always a nice pick. So, yeah. The ban against Lucio, who's shocked? Let's think about it. What could they ban second? Is it gonna be Sergeant Hammer? I don't know. I guess highly likely. But what is Oxygen Esports banning out now? What are they really gonna try and get rid of? What's the one thing that threatens them the most here? Okay. So, we got Hogger! Alright, Hogger is banned. Okay. Are they really hesitating on the Sergeant Hammer ban? That was oddly difficult. There it is, okay. It was a little bit slower than I thought. Usually that's just like snappy when they get rid of that. Brightwing! Fight time. Okay, so it's time for the Fruit Fly to make an appearance here. And what do we get for the red team this time? Now with Infernal Shrines we have Brightwing now. We still got Blaze as a potential first pick, which I honestly think should be locked in by the red team now as we speak. Obviously you can opt for other side laners here, but Blaze is still the priority for most teams, and there's no exception here. They do the exact same thing, by the way, they did in one of the previous series, where they opt in for a double side laner pick at the start. And then technically they can always opt to play one of those side laners as the main tank, in this case Blaze, but it's much more likely that we're going to see a triple frontline from them, with Dehaka allowing them to also play the global card here. So, yep, there it is. We got the next two quick picks for the blue team this time. It's Hanzo and it's Leo. Oh, shall Swiffer. Okay, Hanzo wants his redemption. Let's see if he's gonna get that. But yeah, the Fruit Fly, Leo and Hanzo. And again, you look over to the blue team and you're always thinking, what is Nick gonna play? I kind of would have loved to see him on Medivh again. I mean, not necessarily on this map with this combo, but if they play Tomb of the Spider Queen again, those Medivh plays by Nick are quite entertaining, I gotta say. Where's Lauber gonna play this time? Okay, they're getting rid of Anduin first. There's always a chance that... I mean, Maiev and Kerrigan are both still up. You could also go for Vala and just go multi-shot build and carpet the floor as much as you want to, so yeah. Another thing here as well. And off we go. What do we get? Muradin for Lauber and Rhaegar. Alright, very beefy front line. I mean, no matter what they are picking now for damage, it has to be something that really packs a punch. Vala can definitely do that. I wonder if he... I kind of don't think that we're really going to get a mage, but they really need something that also has a lot of wave clear. I mean, you got Blaze and you got Haka, you got Rhaegar. Muradin himself, not really the best in that particular role. But if they would go for Vala, for example, they have a multi-shot option. Then again, not sure. Not quite sure what Nagrom usually plays on the damage. We've seen it on Hanzo a little bit on some of the others, but still. Benny on Malthael and Tyrael played by Nick. Okay, bit of a different approach here into game number 1 by them. And the final pick for map number 2. Alright, what's it gonna be? Nagrom, time to shine. I have no idea what he's gonna play here, what his usually pool is. They go for Mephisto, okay. They go for Mephisto. We got a Mephisto pick on Infernal Shrines. The second map here at the grand final of the final qualifier for the X-Cup Summer. Let's go, everybody. Let's check out which team wins now on Infernal Shrines. The 1-0 lead for Oxygen Esports against the Bangbush. Left side, Bad Benny on Leoric. Again with that main tank Leo that we've already seen a couple of times. This game no exception. We have Copenhagen playing Malthael. Hazops on Hanzo. Brightwing gets played by Yasu. And Nick is on that side lane Tyrael that he loves to play lately. Now we got Henning on Rhaegar for the Bangbush, Laub on Muradin, Swamkarota with Dehaka, Nagrom is playing Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, and we got Skok on Blaze. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. Skull missile build initially for our boy, and he gets a kill. Look at that, Muradin together with Mephisto is able to lock in a drop on Hanzo, and they're going for the double kill. Easy. Nice. It's a triple, baby. They're gonna get Copenhagen as well. Jesus. Now Leo at least comes in and cleans house a little bit. But even that's not gonna be enough. Wow. What a bunch of fireworks here as we're heading into game number 2. 4 kills to 1. That escalated quickly. They started with map number 1 where everybody was playing cool, calm and collected, and then went full bananas on us with the opening in game number 2, dropping 5 heroes in total. That's a little bit crazy. Damn. Not quite what I thought would happen in the first game here. So yeah, crazy stuff. Now, anyways, things are starting to calm down just a tiny little bit. And with that said and done, Nick is still sitting up at the top and doing as best as he can here. So down at the bottom of the map, yep, everybody is getting ready to go for the camp. Which is exactly what they're doing here. So, yep, nicely done. Locking it away. Another jet propulsion. They go for Yazoo. They get another kill. Can't stop, won't stop. The Bang Bush on an absolute tear. Taking another 2 heroes out. 6 kills to 1. Level 4. This is getting a bit murderous. I mean, really, really murderous. So, yeah. At this point, Bad Benny is getting attacked up at the top now. We're now going down to the bottom of the map as they're moving in for another quick drop on that wall, since with that big of an advantage, there's nobody that can even remotely start to contest this. They can save the fort, I suppose, but that's already about it. We're looking at nearly a 2-level advantage right now for the Bang Bush. I mean, the lead that they have here is getting absolutely insane. So, yeah, this is a bit crazy. We got Benny moving away. Lauber still with the spray game. I mean, he's been on fire with this. Absolutely on point. So, here we go. Up at the top, we got Nick also doing his thing right now. Just like hoping, of course, that he's going to have a bigger impact later on in the game. When he has his judgment available, always assuming that he goes for the standard ult that he's taken every time that he played Tyrael on the side. Technically, you can always argue that sanctification on a map like Infernal Shrines, with those big fights over the shrines, would be more beneficial to them. Right now, they're having real trouble keeping their heroes alive. This is the 8th kill already for the Bang Bush. They are crushing it in the early stages. 8 kills to 1 in early level 7. The lead on the objective alone is incredible. And there's just no doubt that they should be the ones walking away with the first Punisher. Currently it's Oxygen Esports who has the lead on the minions, but I'm not quite sure if this is going to hold a lot. So, yeah. Pretty nasty. Down to the bottom of the map, we now got Svamgrota and we got Nick. Still locked into this little 1 versus 1. And the blue team is still fighting for this. Even without the level 7 talents, they're totally willing to commit to this fight. They have a lot of AoE, of course, and with the lead, they are 32 points now, 33. They could technically take it, but it's going to cost them. They're losing Malthael. And, yeah, 38. 38! They might still lose out. Oh no, another one. God, they're getting murdered here. They're on 38 points and they're losing the objective despite the fact that they were sacrificing 3 more heroes in order to get it. Benny is too late. Could have gone for the swing. That was his hope, that it spawns quickly enough, and instead he's just going to get killed again. Oh, Jesus. 12 kills to 1. Someone call the care police. I mean, what is happening here? They're absolutely murdering them. Bang Bush is going through Oxygen Esports like hot butter through cheese. They are killing them where they stand. 12 kills to 1, a 2-level advantage this early in the game, and they're just crushing it. They're playing whack-a-mole with them. Wherever they see a hero, they just see a hero, kill a hero. They take the fort down, they're gonna get level 10 in a moment, and if the blue team is still around by that time, they might lose a few more heroes. Benny's dodging out on the Stormbolt, and that keeps him alive. But boy, oh boy, is that brutal. Yeah, that's... wow. Good luck for Oxygen Esports to bring this back. I mean, they are a team that can always do that, but they're losing so much ground here. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So, alright, here we go. What's the play? Can they get at least a kill? Svamgrota already with a spray. He doesn't care. He's totally fine. The more he baits them into the right side of the map, the more his team has a chance to follow up, flank them, and get more kills. So, yep. There it is. We got 12 kills to 1. 2-level lead still, and after the first fort, the top lane was taken down. They are going for another fort at the bottom of the map, which they might get, honestly, if they are using the Khaldor that they're getting here. So yes, it's all about the camps at this point. Can invade pretty much every single one of them if you want to. Rega with a Bloodlust. Yeah, they're getting a bit aggressive here. They really want to run over them. Now, once that level 10 is in, Oxygen Esports has the means to fight back. That has been missing for a long time. And Bangbush hasn't won this one yet. They're heavily ahead, but they haven't taken it yet. Alright, there's the hit. Mirrodin, Stormbolt misses. And they're getting out. But they lost their fort. But here are the level 10 abilities. So we get the Meme Strike. We also have Judgment as expected. I mean, if they can combo this properly with the Meme Strike and Judgment, then they can use the last rights to maybe seal the deal and get a few stacks from Malthael. The more you get, the better then towards the late game. But we also get the Emerald Win for Brightwing. So yeah, might have to use it here already. Gets out. And even saving like Nick more or less. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight for the next objective, especially considering that the Bangbush is probably accessing level 13 before that objective is up. So, yeah, there's that. But then again, we got Tira down at the bottom of the map. There's Nick's damage for now. Shouldn't really be that high. Sitting at 14,000, better than expected. Jet Propulsion doesn't connect. There's level 13 for the Bangbush, and just as we see the objective coming up. Not that it matters too much, because obviously there's no way for Oxygen Esports to get their level 13 talent in time. That's just not happening. They have to play it without it. They know it as well. And here comes the attack, and that's a kill. Goodbye, Hanzo. Hanzo is gone, and guys, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but this could be a shorty. Yeah, we might go to game number 3 here. This little attempt at a comp that Oxygen Esports is trying to pull off is not working at all for them. So right now the shrine is active. Keep in mind that 2 of the forts have already been destroyed, so we're talking about the 3rd one. The final one. And Brightwing? I mean, Judgment is already... Okay, that's desperation at this point. I mean, now they're getting desperate. Svam Groda's just sitting there and is laughing. He's having a good time. And that is now 13 kills to 1. And an insanely dominant performance by the Bangbush. This draft, at least until now, hasn't been working out for Oxygen Esports at all. Not even close. Yeah, they are just crushing them where they stand. I mean, I'm starting to run out of words here. This is just a massive smackdown that we've seen so far. But they're trying to get a kill here. Samgoda gets attacked. Beautiful Meme Strike. That one was executed a little bit better, and Dehaka might fall. Dehaka should fall. They get him, yes, with the last rights, and they have Mephisto too. So they get 2 kills, and they won the 3rd. But Skork is able to get away. Now, the fort has still fallen, so yes, they got 2 kills, but the fort is still destroyed. They baited the jump just in front of the wall, but they're still going to be able to take it down. So, are those 2 kills going to help them? It's definitely going to give them a bit more... I mean, if you look at the experience gain, they gained a lot in hero experience just by getting those 2 last kills. So that really helps. But they are still... I mean, again, this is really tough. But alright, let's see. Maybe they can bring it back. They don't have a single fort left, but as long as they don't lose their keeps, they're gonna be alright for some time. And to be honest with you, given the timing, they just might have level 16 for the next fight. They honestly might have level 16 for the next objective. And that would be big. Now the next objective is at the bottom of the map, which means that they don't have a fountain. I mean, no matter which lane the next objective is at, they won't have a fountain. But there is a chance that at least they're gonna fight with even talents against the opponent. As long as they're not losing heroes now. Another Entomb. Nicely done. But they get out. Yes, good ult again from Mephisto. You were hoping, of course, to play a bit more heavily around this objective. Around the Entomb, but couldn't. At the end of the late game, you know, with those upgrades, the Tomb being upgraded, Last Rites, Judgment. I mean, all of the stuff that they have on level 20, if they ever get there, they might be able to bring it back. But still, really tricky. So, currently, 13 kills to 3. The pressure is on as the Bangbush is just trying to use that talent advantage as best as they can. But as you can tell, they're not even missing a level anymore until they have 16. Nick, though, gets saved for a second. Yep, nicely done. Good guy, Lauber. Good guy, Lauber, saving Nick. Now they kill the Aspect of Death. The Aspect of Death is doing a lot of dying today. But at least here it has survived. Now that keep is not going to survive because with the 2 kills that they just got against Brightwing. And now against Hanzo too. Yeah. Okay. Do they still have Bloodlust? No, but they are apparently going to try and end the game here. So yes, they're going for it. They want to end the game. Death timers are still very, very low since we are only 12 minutes into it. But I think this is still going to work out for them, especially if they're going to get another one. There's the Judgment. Yeah, but you don't have the damage right now, Nick. 80%, 70% on the core. What a slaughter. What an absolute bloodbath. Nicely done. The Bangbush, ladies and gentlemen, with a big victory against Oxygen Esports as we are going to game number 3 of the grand final of the qualification tournament. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Tomb of the Spider Queen. Well, a few things changed quickly. First of all, from game number 1 to game number 2, Bangbush stepped it up. The draft of Oxygen Esports didn't work out, and we have a tie and are heading towards game number 3. Another thing that is currently happening is that we have a sub player for Bangbush, and it's a hell of a sub. They are playing with Dino now. Nagrom disconnected as we all... Well, we started the draft for the 3rd map, and in the middle of the draft, all of a sudden, Dino disconnected. And apparently, he lost internet completely. So with the phone, he was able to message his boys, listen, I'm trying to fix this, but I'm not quite sure what the issue is. And then after waiting around a little bit, Bangbush said like, hey, we got a sub, we can get Dino here. And Oxygen Esports was like, yeah, that's fine, let's go. And just to also put this a little bit in perspective, there's not really a whole lot on the line here in regards to the position within the standing, guys. So it's not like this is going to decide which team is going to make it into the top 8 or the top 4. So this is, yeah, is still the 10th qualifier, but Oxygen Esports immediately get Dino in, not a problem. Let's just play this out and see where that gets us. Now, the bans are still the same for the red team. Obviously, you want to get rid of Sergeant Hammer against Oxygen, and you want to get rid of Lucio. And here come the bans on Maiev and Junkrat. But yeah, it's the final of qualifier number 10. The final qualifier before we're heading into the playoffs. I'm super hyped for the playoffs too. I like the qualifier format. It's fun. It allows the teams to, you know, take this a little bit easier. They can participate in however many they want and just see that they're getting into the top 8 or at the top of the standings. But at the end of the day, once that you are going into the playoffs, it's just absolutely awesome because the double elimination system and best of 5s just adds so much spiciness to all of this. And yeah, I can't wait for this to start. And this is obviously the final step before we're heading towards the playoffs. Now we got the Haka and Hogger plus Brightwing again. Small map, but yes, they have their heavy front line and a lot of globals that are rocking here too. Now with Jojo and Blaze, that's an opening that the Hardos, aka Oxygen Esports, used for a long time. I mean, they've been using this every now and then for the last 2 years or so. They were one of the first teams to regularly pick Jojo and Blaze just over and over and over again at their front line. It's really tricky to deal with. You have a lot of layers of defense there. And very hit point heavy setup, of course, too, so that's another one. But we got Tychus, we got Kane, the old man. And yeah, well, with Lauba and Dino. Dino is, of course, throwing a bit of a curveball in the draft here now. They can definitely access some very, very different compositions and heroes now that he's subbing in. Are we going to see something along the lines of Tracer, for example? I mean, probably not, but it would have been cool. They need some decent range damage, and it's Jaina instead, so they're also taking that away. We got Jaina, we got Muradin, triple frontliners there, and Snow Girl is making a bit of a comeback. Nick, he played so many times now Medivh in the past on this map. Doesn't really seem like a Medivh draft to me for the time being, but I really, really enjoy his Medivh plays. I gotta admit. Yeah, it's really solid. Way better than I expected when I first saw him pick it. But yeah, anyways, final pick for the final map, game number 3. This one is going to decide who takes the tournament victory here in the qualifier. And it's Medivh again. He goes for it. Medivh, even with this comp that they have now. Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody. Let's go. The final map between Oxygen Esports and the Bangbush. Oxygen Esports with Copenhagen on Blaze, Nick on Medivh. Harzobs is playing Tychus. We got Yasun, they got Kane, and Bad Benny on Johanna. Brightwing played by Henning for the red team. Skok on Hogger. Once again, Svankgrotta on the Haka. Lauber on Muradin. And Dino is playing Jaina. Okay, so the stage is set. Can they take 2 in a row? Decide the qualifier in their favor, yes or no? But yes, right now we got the portal already set. They were trying to go into the bush over here. Dino, yeah, no, he's not going to get caught by this. Lauber, Lauber's been more focused on his spray game than anything else today, I want to say. With success, on the other hand. So let's give him credit where credit is due. But yeah, we'll see how far they can get with all of this. Already a little bit more action happening here in the middle as they're trying to go for another quick hit and kill. So far not working. Dino in trouble and nearly getting murdered here. Could have been the first blood in the game. Didn't quite happen. Obviously Nick is working on the baseline quest again for his Medivh, which so far he has always been able to get very, very early, very quickly. And here's the hits. Okay. Let's go. We got a bit of a poke coming in. Only Blaze at the bottom of the map. And Nick is capitalizing on the fact that everybody is just sitting topside with one Arcane Rift after another, getting to 12 stack in like no time whatsoever. So, as it stands, we got at the bottom of the map still Copenhagen pushing Svankgrotta back a little bit and starting to take some structures down. And at the same time, in the middle, Nick still doing his thing. 15 stacks. I never really expected that I'm going to be one that is like, oh my god, I want to see Nick play Medivh again. Still a bit of a weird one. But yeah, anyways. So now, Nick is moving in. Svankgrotta gets some assistance. They're getting Hogger back down to the bottom of the map so that they can take Siege Giants. The blue team was a little bit quicker in starting to take the mercenary camp in the mid lane, but the red team has done the exact same thing, so they're a bit more diligent around this. Makes also sense since they, of course, have Hogger, and he's great when it comes to that camp clear. That mercenary camp clear right there. But either way, with level 4 already in, the Siege Giants have now been taken. 18 stacks for Medivh, level 4 talents for both. And Copenhagen is fine, has to go up against this bit of a block down there with the 2 melees. Master Assassin again for the passive on on Odin. Stormbolt connects, and no, they really want Nick. I like it. They want to shut him down as quickly as they can, but Nick was still able to get through the portal. Hazu in trouble. There's the Stormbolt. Doesn't even have to use another shield. Totally fine with this. But I like that Bangbush is bringing the fight here. So they're not just sitting back and let them do their thing. They are trailing slightly in gems on the other hand. So that's definitely something to be a bit concerned about. And Nick! Go! Oh, no! They actually saved him. But it's a lot harder for him to get the stacks together. These aggressive plays that he's been executing against other teams don't really work all that well against the Bangbush. So far he hasn't fallen yet and holds on to his stacks, but still. So once again, they're making a play for Hazu this time. Portal is up and he gets out. Nick at 27 stacks for now. Gets stunned again. He's really playing with fire at this point. I mean, it's working, don't get me wrong. But he's now using his assassin skills and really trying to toe the line perfectly. Which up to now has at least worked. But if you lose, yeah, I would be a bit careful. With 30 stacks, I would be a little bit careful. So 8 gems have been turned in. Both teams have a turn-in available if they deliver everything they have. Nobody has gotten a kill yet. And the turn-in potential is there. Now, Nick has the interrupt, of course. Oh, well, he has the vision first, and then he can set the interrupt up for the team. Yeah, but they got level 7 now. Bangbush with the tiny lead here. Dino so far doing well. And really vibing well with the team, too. Obviously still early. Nick at 33 stacks by now. Quick interrupt on Hogger, but they got 19 gems turned in. So Bangbush is doing a bit better when it comes to objective control. Yazu. Yeah, there should be a portal, and he gets out. Alright, so gets out with the portal. Not really a problem for him, despite the fact that the red team was really going for it. 28 to 29 gems that have been turned in. And again, that patience in the early game from both teams as they're really trying to make sure that they're not overstepping and ending up losing a hero for no reason whatsoever. that will then cause the opponent to take an advantage. Stormbolt missing, but just by an inch, so nicely done. 37 stacks now for Medivh. Yeah, they might just get a kill on Muradin, but Brightwing helps out. And Nick is missing a couple of his spells here. He's at 37, and they want him. They can't get him. 37 stacks. Still not hitting any of the Arcane Rifts, but at least they saved him, and they got the Muradin kill. So Lauba dies. He's the first one to fall. 44 gems have been turned in, and the blue team is completing their objective as the Web Weavers are touching ground soon. TM. 39 stacks for Nick. So yep, he nearly has it, and he's going to complete it once again. This time a little bit slower, but still in a very reasonable time frame. And there it is. Boom. Baseline quest completed. Time to feed, baby. Time to feed. Oh yeah. Single stack for the Master Assassin. I mean, if it ever snowballs and we're getting a couple more, then obviously this is going to become relevant, but at least for now, it's not really that big of a thing. Level 10 could also come into play soonish. Nice defense at the top. Not losing too much here. It's the middle of the map, but they have to be a bit more concerned. One tower is already down and the gate has now fallen too. But Lauba is helping out. The rotation from both teams is coming in. And Dino is, of course, with Jaina. A lot of wave clear here. But yep, there's the ults now. Only for one team thus far. They haven't used any of it just yet. 29 gems on the Arca. Middle of the map. Dino has to abort the Hearth. Not a single fort has taken real damage. So they're just playing around the walls a bit. And Lauba is going for the Lauba special straight up into the Playmaker. They got the Playmaker, they got the Shockwave, and they got the Ring of Frost. So, the ring is in. Copenhagen and Nick, they're already doing their thing on the left side here. Starting to take this one down, take the camp. Same was obviously happening with Hogger. There's a reason why he was drafted. Nobody pokes like he does. Lauba, he died once early, but that's it. 44 gems. Obviously, the red team is now very eager to get their own. Okay, they want this one, don't they? Leyline, and they can't quite make it happen. And then it's Nick who's in trouble. Shield, Stormbolt, Ring, and Medivh is dead, but they got Kane. Stay a while and get wrecked. Easy kill against Hogger. Beautiful setup from Yasuo. It was a great combo that he just YOLO'd out there. So yes, nicely done. Kill for a kill, and a few more gems turned in by the blue team. The red team gets their Web Weaver wave on the other hand. So yes, they made it happen. Web Weavers are on the move. And yeah, what's happening here? Still those little plays in the middle. Okay, they're going to try to go for Lauba here. That's not really working out just yet, but okay. But still, Web Weavers are now finally in game. So yeah, Web Weavers are in. They're trying to get a kill too. They're going for Benny right now. Yeah, Stormbolt hits, good damage, but it's not enough to really drop him. Now, down to the bottom of the map, Copenhagen and Svampgrotta are still playing around the Web Weavers here, but of course the pressure is now really on and Oxygen Esports is responding to it. We still have a few ults up for them, but this is getting a bit nasty, especially at the top lane. They're going to lose hit points on the fort, as you can see here. They could even lose the entire thing, from the looks of it. So, yeah, this is getting more and more tricky. They're going to lose it for sure now. And in the middle of the map, there's even more damage being done. And here comes the play against Deckard Cain. Ring and kill. Second time that Medivh dies. Both kills against Oxygen Esports have been facilitated against Nick himself. So they seem to have his number a bit more than other teams had so far. Yeah, well done. 1 fort down, 1 fort dropped by 50%, roughly. Now, 44 gems for Svampgrotta. Guys, this is another turn-in. If they turn the gems in and just Hogger, can he? Yeah, he can deliver. This is it. This is turn-in number 2. Yep, there it is. Just in time. I mean, perfect timing here. Half a second later, and it would have been interrupted. But now with level 13 talents for the two teams, we have the second Web Weaver wave coming down, which means that the fort in the middle of the map is very likely going to get destroyed. Maybe even the one at the bot lane. So, yeah. Let's see if they can do a bit more here. Lauba is already going to start to move in. Okay, Bad Benny. Trying to move away down to the bottom of the map. Weapon's already on the ground, but here comes the cavalry. They want to kill. Guys, they're gonna get this kill. Yeah, that's 20 gems down the drain. Oxygen Esports is having some real trouble now. They're not only losing infrastructure and ground, they're also losing gems. So even the potential of a comeback here for them is getting slowly reduced. And that is becoming highly problematic for them right now. So Ford in the mid lane is gone. Ford at the bot lane is also going to fall. This isn't looking good for them at all. Now, they're still inexperienced range, I'd say. But this is still... yeah. They lost the entire outer ring of defense, and that makes it a lot harder to fight for those turn-in points. And Hogger is already moving towards the top. Now it seems like they're thinking about going for the boss right away. I mean, obviously, they have Dino now playing for the team. Duh! Of course, boss calls are being made immediately. The funny thing is that they're not only going to take the boss, they're also going down to the bottom of the map and taking the siege giants. Yeah, that's already been announced. Here's the turn-in attempt now, so they're going to trade a turn-in for boss defense. That's what this is going to come down to. Right wing is moving back up. The Haka can also global in, so both of those side laners were ready there. And yep, there it is. So they were trying to come in and contest this. They can't. Instead, it's a move straight up with the ring. Double connect. Tyke is in trouble. The boss with maybe even damage. They get the bunker out and they're playing around as best they can. And also, of course, straight up with those portals that are delivered by Nick in a flash. But this is going to be a web wave that is easily defended because Oxygen Esports is having their handful with the defense at the top. Then again, with the ley line, they're looking for a kill, but they just can't isolate anybody properly enough. No, they're having real trouble there, especially since Dino is also slowing them down. And that allows the boss to do some serious damage over here on the left. It's of course also made a lot worse by the fact that the Bang Bush has level 16. So they got the Numbing Blast here, which we already saw in action in the last fight. So that's another one. And... okay. This is... all the web weavers have been defeated. They had very little to no impact, and this boss is doing damage at the keep. Not a ton, but it's opening the gate up or the walls up to enough so that the next web weaver wave should be able to do some damage here. And guess what? They got a turn in. And they're missing the interrupt here. Dino gets all turned in, and boy, oh boy, they got the entire thing. Oh boy, that was rough. They tried to interrupt twice and it didn't work out for them. Now all of a sudden it seems that Bad Benny might even die here. Yeah, good move by Deckard Cain trying to save him. But also nicely done with the Haymaker. Ring! And I guess that's the end of Jojo at least. And that's a lot of gems lost. And Web Weavers are already on the move. They're losing Jojo. They're losing Nick on Medivh. Hogger dies, but I guess we can also safely say that Blaze isn't gonna live either. So another one that falls. 6 kills to 3. This is a keep, at the least. This is probably more. They might get 2 here. Oh boy, that really hurts. 4 heroes down just as your opponent is pushing in with another objective at the 13-minute mark. You know that you're in for a lot of trouble when that happens. So there it is. 37,000 for Jaina. And this is... yeah. This might... I mean, no, I don't think they're going to go for game. I don't think they can. I think they can save the game for now, but they're losing multiple keeps. Yes, so 18 already working on the bot lane, getting the Haymaker out. Hazel is very wildly isolated. Web Weaver at the top. Interestingly enough, the first one to fall, so there's that. They might just get one single keep, honestly, now that I look at it. Now they're taking damage, and the keep in the mid lane has obviously been destroyed very quickly. But it's not as bad as I thought. I really thought they would lose more than this. Now all of the walls have been destroyed, all of the keeps have taken damage, 1 has been destroyed, but I thought that at least 2 would be eliminated. Not the case though. But alright, we got camps again claimed, and more problematic is really that 2-level advantage that we now have. 2 levels ahead, and well, let's go. Oh, Blessed Shield, everybody. The Blessed Shield is out. Here come the hits. And the blue team, they can't lose this one. And they do. And they do big time. Tyke is down. Deckard Cain down. They try to escape with the portal. And I guess that at least works. But now they should be able to move through the middle of the map. Oh no. Oh god, it gets worse. The Haka is cutting their path of retreat off. Here comes Jaina using the Numbing Blast. And they're getting a drag on Nick. Goodbye, boys. this is going to be the end of at least Medivh, but I suppose they are going to take Blaze too, aren't they? Yeah, the ice block, but Jaina survives, and now they can go for Koppen, and he is dead. And that is the end of the game. Seems like Bangbush is gonna lock in a tournament victory here against Team Oxygen Esports. Nicely done. Dino subbing in for Nagrom definitely helped a little bit, I would assume. That's a real good sub there. But either way, congratulations, the Bangbush. They win the final tournament before we're heading into the playoffs of the X Cup Summer. GG, well played, as they take Tomb of the Spider Queen and win the grand final with a 2-1 against Oxygen Esports.